few months ago, I made a video about Berserker builds you should get. But now, I'm going to go over small things you can do to make your Berserker class better. But yeah, the video that the Berserker builds did pretty good, so I decided I'd do like a follow-up. So let's get started. To even start, I want to talk about reforges. Reforges is a huge thing, a part of builds, because if you have just a random reforge with your build, it might not work as well. For example, if you have a tiger pet, you might want dirty on your weapon. And if you have a baby yeti, you might want withered, so you have that extra defense and strength. For example, I have a baby yeti and I have withered on my flower of truth, so I have that extra defense to boost my stats. So reforge is on weapons are pretty important when it comes to this. Let's see. So as you can see, there it gives you ferocity. That's why you'd want it with a tiger. So you have a ferocity build. And then withered would give you more defense since baby yetis turn strength into defense. That's why baby yetis are super good with Berserker. And then same applies with armor. Make sure you have the right reforges on your armor. So I recommend having ancient no matter what though. And if you cannot afford that, you could do fierce. And then after that, you can do pets. Just make sure you have the right pet and that you are just having some random pet that gives you strength or defense. Make sure the abilities on the pet will actually buff your class. Baby yeti or blue whale pet would also work with that. And then another thing you can do is enchants. Enchants is another thing you can do because enchants are a huge buff. Just make sure the enchants fit in with your weapon. If the enchants aren't meant for that weapon, then don't use them. For example, lifesteal and siphon. Siphon you would want on a livid dagger. You can tell this because, let's see, if I just go to the books, I can see the buffs. As you can see, siphon heals you for, based off crit damage, steal. Heals you for percent each time you hit a mob. So you'd probably want that on a withered, on a flower of truth. You should be able to figure out which one goes on what depending on what weapon you have. And this is pretty huge for getting regen and all that. So, and also make sure you have rejuvenate on your armor. That makes you regen faster, which is a huge. And if you're still dying, you could get better prot and better growth for better defense and health. And then lastly, not lastly, but you can also have a higher catacomb level, so your armor has better stats. To finish it off, if you still are struggling, you can have other weapons that will help you out during the battle. So if you want to live a dagger to regen, and then a flower of truth to clear floors, you can do that as well. Or one of the swords that can heal. Those are also huge, but they're rather for mage builds, but you can still do them for Berserker. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It just really comes down to enchants and what type of reforges you have that fits with your pet. Pets are also huge, like I said, and hopefully you enjoyed. Please consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.